Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. This video here, I want to talk about something a little aggravating. I just woke up from a nap, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna make this video. I was thinking about making it the other day, but I didn't get a chance. So, yeah, like I think I've addressed this before. I'm not sure, but yeah, I get like these certain messages and stuff. Not only the messages, but I see this, like these type of comments, random comments on other videos and stuff regarding languages, and I think it's quite annoying because, well, first of all, let's see, I'm going to check the mailbox right now if you're wondering where I'm going. First of all, these people, you have certain people, they say, and these are people that don't study other languages, or I take it they don't study other languages, or multiple languages. They say stuff like, my language is the hardest. Like, my language is the hardest language. And it's so funny to me because, like, I'm like, man, I'm like, how can you say your own language is the hardest one? You never even explored. That's what bothers me. But again, considering the source, people don't know what they're talking about. And I think I mentioned before that the only people who had the right to say something is the hardest are those people who've explored, and went outside the box. And I'm not saying like learning like 15 or 16 languages from one family. I'm talking about languages being learned from all kinds of families. Because when you learn languages from other families, then it's just a lot of stuff, and you get to make comparisons. Say, okay, this in this aspect, this will make this language harder, and yeah, and I think those people are the only people that have the right to make these claims, to say that that their language is, to say, okay, yeah, this language is harder than that language. Because that there is really no, once you explore these other languages, there is no hardest language. You start to realize that, okay, this language has its difficulties and that language has its difficulties. So you can't really sit up here and say that your language is the hardest, especially if you've never explored. That's making outrageous. Those are outrageous claims. Sure, your language may be difficult, but it's not the hardest one. How you gonna say your language is the hardest one? You never even learned other language. You went out and studied other languages. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I just thought that was aggravating, and it's just like, yeah, people don't know what they're talking about. So if you fall into this category, those of you who fall into this category, I would advise you to stop and get out of the category, because like before I started learning other languages, like Chinese was the only language I was going to learn. I didn't want to learn any other languages. Like, I just want to learn Chinese, and that's it. And people were saying, oh, Chinese is the hardest language, and that kind of when people were saying that kind of scared me. It's like, dang, it is. And then once I started learning it, and then started jumping around to other languages, I'm like, man, people saying that Chinese is the hardest language, and these are coming from people. Mostly, these are people who've never studied other languages. They just saying stuff because other people say it. And of course, some natives, they saying, yeah, Chinese is the hardest language. They don't study languages. So, I mean, it's just, everybody just, I don't want to, it's the truth, but even myself, like, I'm ignorant to a lot of stuff. I think we all are ignorant to a lot of stuff. That's just reality of it. We all learn new things every day. I don't know anyone who is not ignorant. We all are. We all are ignorant to certain things. So, I'm still ignorant to certain things. I mean, I'm not perfect. So it's not like a bad thing. It's just that, people just don't know. So that's how I look at it. But, yeah, I just want to talk about that. And I hope those people who fall into this category, I hope they, watch this video and stop talking like that, because there isn't the hardest language. Now, you have aspects like this is what language is the hardest grammatically. You have languages like those, but like you can't say like, this language is the hardest overall. You can't do that. It just won't work. So, yep, I just wanted to ramble on about that. And yep, let me know what you guys think. What are your opinions about this? These languages, this language, Chinese being the hardest language. Russian being the hardest language. I mean, what do you think? Thanks for doing the video. I look forward to you guys' comments.